Welcome to Behind the Blue Lights, where we shine a spotlight on misconduct, examine police and legal matters, defend civil rights, and call for accountability. Today's episode comes courtesy
By
of
To Plod or Not to Plod. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he
has earned. In this video, Plod is calmly recording outside a police station when two overconfident officers burst out, determined to shut him down. They throw around Section 50, demanding his personal details without a shred of lawful basis. But Plod doesn't budge. He knows his rights, he educates them firmly, and he leaves without showing ID, because he broke no law. Just another auditor standing firm and sending uniformed bullies back the way they came.
Am I doing anything wrong?
Well, you're filming private cars, not
No,
cars.
I'm filming public property.
No, you're filming cars.
I'm filming... No, that's what you're presuming.
Well, I've just been
I can
told.
film whatever I can see in public.
I've just been told you're filming private cars.
Afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Could you identify yourself as well for me, please?
Why?
Well, you've come in and you've approached me.
Yeah.
So it's in your policy to actually identify, okay, and failure to identify will result in retraining. Okay, so I'm asking you properly to identify yourself, please, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So why are you sitting here
No,
recording
if you
everyone?
can identify yourself first, and then we will carry on with a conversation.
I think there's times where I have to identify myself.
Yeah, you do.
And there's times I simply have to
Yes, you
identify.
do. Yes, you do.
Of you recording here?
So you're
Okay.
basically coming down here just to try and provoke some sort of confrontation. Is that just...
No, I'm filming public property. That's what you're presuming, okay? Don't make a presumption on what I'm
Okay, then
doing.
what is your reason for
Okay?
self-
Well, first of all, identify yourself properly.
I can see apart from Croydon Police Station.
Okay? And your
So
shoulder
what-
number, please.
It's on my shoulder, you can see it.
No, not everyone can read numbers. That's why I'm asking
Can you
you
not?
to say it.
Do you need help
Okay.
with that?
Well, why do you think I'm asking you to say it? No, I'm asking you to say it, please, sir.
I have to say.
Okay, so people that can't read numbers, that's all what you do.
Well, anyway, sir,
Okay, that's why I'm asking you if you can actually say what your actual shoulder number is, please.
I can do anything, sir.
But you won't do that.
Don't need to.
Okay, so you don't need to.
No.
Okay,
You don't need
you're
to
quite
be-
arrogant,
don't-
really, aren't you?
From the very first exchange, the officer's arrogance is plain to see. A member of the public politely asks for his identification, something every officer is obliged to provide under the College of Policing's Code of Ethics. Instead of responding properly, he sneers, "I don't think I have to," as though the badge frees him from basic accountability. That attitude screams superiority, not service. And even when he eventually gives in, he still refuses to do it respectfully. He doesn't state his name or collar number, he just lazily points to his shoulder badge. That isn't identification, it's contempt. The whole display shows how little he values openness or public trust. His posture and tone say it all. "I don't answer to you."
Why are you
You're
recording
very
the
arrogant. It
station?
makes no difference why I'm filming.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Because
doesn't.
you're simply here to,
No, it doesn't.
Some sort of
No, that's
confrontation.
what you're
why
presuming.
What's the purpose of you filming this?
It's a public building.
Yeah, but some of these are private cars.
I can film whatever I can see in public.
Indeed.
Well, why do you do that?
Well, it makes no difference why I do it.
Why
It
do
makes
you
no
need to do
difference
that?
why I do it.
Well, it does.
What it does is
No, it
it's just one of
doesn't.
these people that likes to provoke confrontation.
No, that's
So
what
stick
you're
a video
presuming.
online and monetize
That's what
it.
you're presuming.
You just
okay?
monetize a video,
That's what
isn't
you're
it?
presuming.
No, you're one of these other many,
Yeah,
many
really.
fools
And
that
you're
goes
one of
record
these absolute turds, okay, that literally think that you can bully the public, speak to them the way
not
you
bullying
want,
anything.
failure to actually identify yourself properly, and we actually pay
And
for
you've gotta
meatheads
sort
like
this
you.
out.
We
You've
pay for
come to
meatheads
the
like
police
you.
station to provoke this
We pay for
confrontation,
no.
haven't
You approach me. Let's get it right. You approach me. You
You've
approach
come to the
me.
police station because
You
you want this
approach me.
confrontation.
You approach
Where have
me
you
to get
travelled
it
from to get
correct.
this confrontation?
Makes no difference where I've come from.
How far have you gone?
Makes
Just
no
have an answer
difference.
with the police
No,
officer.
you've come to me.
reason?
You've come to
I've
me.
come to you to find out
yeah,
why
but
you're
you're the
recording police
turd that
cars.
came to me.
you
Okay,
stop
to
turning
get it
into
right.
turds?
I'm doing nothing wrong by calling him a turd. Okay.
Then comes the outrage. The officer takes offense because his colleague is called a turd after acting dismissively and trying to wield power without cause. Let's be clear, this isn't hate speech or threats of violence. It's playground-level name-calling, barely enough to ruffle feathers, let alone justify escalation. His oversensitivity exposes the real issue. Instead of reflecting on their own unprofessional behavior and failure to follow protocol, he plays the victim. It's a deflection tactic, designed to shift the spotlight away from misconduct and onto the auditor's mild pushback.
You wouldn't like if we started calling you names?
Well, you're in an office.
Can you stop pointing
of
at
power.
me like that?
I will point as much as I want.
Well, it's a bit aggressive, isn't
Okay.
it? No one's been aggressive to you.
No.
You've come out to make sure that
You'll
you're
come in
okay
and you
and
two
you're
are both
safe.
pushing me closer and closer to this curb. Okay, so I'll actually ask you,
You
to
were
take
stood
a
on the
step
road a
back.
minute ago.
No, I won't. Not when
Yes,
you
you
approached
were.
me. No, I was not.
You were. You
So
were
I'll
stood on
ask
the
you
road.
to take a step back if you won't mind, please, sir. And then I can move forward from the curb. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Safer now, do you?
Okay.
Why now? There's a car coming.
I'm perfectly fine now.
Right, now why are you still outside the
It
back
makes
of
a
the police
difference
station?
why I'm here. I'm
Filming
filming
the back
public
gate.
property.
Yeah, but you're also filming private cars.
And I'm doing nothing wrong.
But why do you need to do that?
No, if they get caught
Where
in
does
it,
this
I'm
filming
filming
go?
public property. It makes a difference
Well, it
what I
does.
do with it. No, it does
It
not.
does to me.
No, it does not. Well, then you should not have approached me. Okay, you got this meathead here. Okay, and he is a complete meathead and should not be anywhere near the public.
Why is that?
Your abusive
Okay.
tone is getting kind of irritating, sir.
Yeah, well, you're irritating.
I know, but
you're
being
irritating.
kind of abusive, and that. of
I'm
course,
not being
is-
abusive.
You threaten me.
I haven't threatened you at all.
Oh, sorry,
How
not
have I threatened you?
Quite right. You haven't threatened.
Okay, so
You've
that.
been abusive by calling
Okay.
me names.
The officer's behavior is a textbook case of twisting words for control. First, he accuses the auditor of making threats, a very serious claim. But when challenged, he backtracks immediately and downgrades it to, well, you've been abusive. That U-turn exposes the weakness of his accusations. And what's his definition of abuse? The words meathead and turd. Juvenile? Maybe. Criminal? Absolutely not. Officers are public servants and criticism comes with the territory. Trying to frame harmless insults as abusive speech isn't policing, it's an abuse of authority.
I'm just saying.
offence.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
You cannot be
Threatening-
offended
I can
in the
be
office of
offended.
duty. No, you cannot.
I can
No,
be
you
offended.
cannot,
I
because
can.
you've got to. You've got to
have a slightly thicker
expect.
skin than
No,
the average
you've
member of
got to
public.
expect language. Okay, and saying turd. Okay, is in the actual English dictionary. So
Being
look it up.
abusive.
Look it up.
Stop being abusive.
Look it up. Okay, turd is not
being
abusive.
abusive.
Turd is not
Stop calling me
abusive.
names.
You say it's not a rude word. However, the definition of turd is a rude word for someone who you think is unpleasant. I'm not doing business with that little turd as an example. Okay? So it clearly is a rude word.
Yeah,
So
but
why
it's not a
are you
swear
rude?
word. But it's not swear words.
It's not a swear.
Yep, and
But
you
are
have
being
to expect
rude.
that.
You are calling me names.
Yeah,
Which does now.
Okay,
Border
so
offence.
you came.
It also is
Public order. Okay, so
it's
who?
also
So you
antisocial
can.
behaviour.
You cannot
So due to
actually.
antisocial
You
behaviour,
cannot
Under
actually.
Section 50 of the Police
Okay,
Reform Act, I'm going to require you to provide me
Right,
details.
so then here's the question for you. Under Section 50 then,
Of the Police Reform Act,
under Section
if you
50,
don't reply-
you've got
give me
to
the
have
details.
proof. No, you've got to have
If
proof.
you don't provide me your details, you can be arrested for it.
Okay, go for it. I want to see an inspector then.
Here we see the misuse of law in full swing. The officer attempts to elevate a petty remark into criminal behavior, insisting it qualifies as antisocial conduct. He then tries to invoke Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002 to demand the auditor's details. But Section 50 only applies if someone is reasonably believed to be causing harassment, alarm, or distress to others. In this case, there's no member of the public upset, no complaint, and no disturbance, just officers bruised by criticism. To twist Section 50 into a weapon for silencing dissent isn't just poor policing, it's legally dubious. The auditor rightly challenges it, pointing out that no swear word was used, no victim exists, and the entire claim collapses under scrutiny.
Okay,
things
I'm
first.
entitled to see an inspector, right? And
One
if
thing
you're
at a
if
time.
you're
So
actually
what is your
using
details,
Section
sir?
50, okay, I need you to actually use the words correctly in
What is
Section
your name,
50
sir?
and what part of Section 50 you're using, please.
What's your name?
What
sir?
part of Section 50 are you using?
We're not going to have a keep.
What part of Section 50 are you using, please?
We're not going to have a keep conversation.
Well, no, you need to tell me what part of Section 50
And I
you're
have done.
using for. No, you
Due to
haven't. You
antisocial
just said
behaviour,
Section
I'm
50.
requiring your details.
Okay, so where's the antisocial behaviour?
You stand here constantly calling us
Okay,
names.
that's not antisocial behaviour.
It will be for me.
Well, for
So-
you, okay, you can't be the arresting officer.
Okay.
Okay, nor can you because you're directly involved.
You haven't been
You're directly involved.
So, are you going to provide your details or not, sir?
I'm not going to provide anything because I've done nothing wrong.
So
Well, you can be guilty of an offence if any person is arrested for failing to provide their true name and address may be arrested on the stand. Arrest provisions of the Police and Criminal Justice Act 1984.
Okay.
Okay, I have,
So are you going to provide
if
your details
I have reason
or-
to believe that you're acting in an antisocial manner.
Yeah, and where is that antisocial behaviour? No, I'm not.
Well, you are. You're swearing.
No, I'm not.
You're swearing.
Stanley,
people-
I'm not
constantly calling us
swearing.
names.
Let's get it right. Turd is not swearing.
I believe-
You're standing in the
Turd
street,
is not
constantly
swearing.
abusing
What
two
you
people.
believe and what actually is the
antisocial.
law
Are you
is
in a,
different.
Are you in a public place?
Okay? I'm in a public place.
Are you being
Is there
offensive?
members of the public here?
Yes.
They don't need to
Where?
be.
Where?
We are members of the
Where?
public.
No, you're not. You're an officer.
Yes.
Okay,
But
you're
I'm
an
a member
officer.
of the public.
No, you're an officer. No, you're not a member of the public. You are an officer
So what
there
am I?
to uphold the law.
When the officer argues, "We're members of the public too," to justify a public order offense, he misrepresents the law. While officers are technically citizens, when they're on duty they are not classed as ordinary members of the public. That distinction is vital under both the Public Order Act and the Police Reform Act. Those laws protect the public from harassment or distress, not police officers acting in their official capacity. Officers are trained, equipped, and expected to handle criticism with resilience. Claiming personal offense in uniform is legally flawed and intellectually dishonest. The auditor dismantles this calmly, factually, and with complete confidence.
Not abuse your powers.
Who's abusing the power?
Okay, you tried to abuse Section 50 just now.
I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
you
do
did.
anything.
Okay, and you
I'm
still
required to
haven't
provide
put.
it.
Well, what you actually require? I require a superior officer as my actual legal right. So I've asked you to actually get a sergeant or an inspector to come
One
out.
thing at a time.
Okay. Well, then you
I
do
don't
that
provide
first,
the
and then
details.
we'll move forward from there.
Are you provide details
Okay.
or not?
I told you no.
No. Okay, fine. So at this point, then I'm going to have to arrest you for breaching Section 50, aren't I?
Okay, go
So
for
you
it.
have to do it.
It's your choice, not mine.
Well, no, it's yours.
It's
to
your
provide
choice.
details
No,
on this.
I don't need
Section 50
to,
of the police
because
reform
I've done nothing wrong.
We do have the powers.
I've done nothing wrong. I've asked you to produce where the member of the public is, okay, for the antisocial behaviour, okay? You cannot be the arresting officer for that if you are the one that you were saying that it was against, right? And that is what the law is,
Do you not listen to it?
okay? I'm talking to you, he's reading out whatever, I was talking to you. In this day and age of what?
There is a lot of issues.
Like what?
Security.
Okay,
You've
and
got
as I said,
terrorism,
is the building
you've got
secure?
domestic terrorism.
Is the building secure?
If people are filming, cameras, gates, key locks.
I'm filming public
cars
property.
coming in and out, private cars coming in and out.
Okay.
Not all police vehicles.
I try not
There's
to get
private
private
cars
cars.
in there.
I try not to get private
You don't
cars.
know what a private
Well,
car
it makes
is
no
at home.
difference. Well, if it gets caught, I'm still doing nothing wrong.
I mean, you could quite easily have stood out on the pavement and done
Well,
it.
I can stand exactly where I want on public property.
By this stage, the officer's real motivation starts to surface. It's not about legality, it's about discomfort. When the auditor points out he is perfectly entitled to film a public building from a public space, the officer shifts the goalposts, complaining about private cars entering and leaving. But that's not a crime, nor grounds for suspicion, it's personal unease dressed up as law. The irony is that the auditor makes a point of avoiding private cars wherever possible, proving both respect and restraint.
Police station is public property. As long as I don't enter a restricted area, okay, then I'm actually standing where I'm publicly accessible, allowed to
That
go.
would be the front office.
Okay,
You're
and
not
exactly
allowed
here. And exactly here.
But
If
this
I
is a little
weren't,
bit dangerous. You've got cars coming in and out.
makes no difference.
And
I'm
you've got
standing
private
on the
cars coming
pavement.
in and out.
And
There is no
your
policing
point is
purpose
what?
for you to be here, is there?
Okay, I'm entitled to stand here
What's your
and to
lawful
film.
purpose for being here?
Okay, filming in public is completely lawful.
Absolutely. However,
Okay,
you're
so
going into
that's why,
a police station.
and that is completely lawful
Well, why do you need to do that?
because it is lawful.
It's not really.
It is law. It's not.
You
Okay,
need a
right.
law
I'm
fix.
just,
It may
just
be
so you know,
lawful.
I'm just going to go into my bag for a minute just to pull something out
It may
for the
be
both of
lawful,
you.
but again,
Okay.
why do you
Don't you bring
need
out
to do
anything
it?
silly and
Okay.
something.
No, that's why I was telling you what I was doing.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of people have
Right.
done that and pulled knives out.
Right. There you go, sir.
Who is this?
Okay. And you'll actually see what it actually states, that I'm completely lawful to actually film any police officer, any property of the police, okay, any station, anything.
Yeah.
To plod or not to plod?
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
What are you doing today?
Good, not too bad.
So he's doing those videos then?
YouTube, yes.
I don't need to identify myself.
You're
Police
famous.
stations, knowing
I don't
that we're
need
gonna
to
come
identify
speak to
myself.
you so you can monetize a video.
I don't need to identify myself. You
That
tried to
presumption
abuse.
is- we were
You
correct
tried to
then.
abuse Section
We were
50.
correct, weren't we?
You tried
We
to
were
abuse.
correct.
No, I was
We were
correct
correct,
because
weren't we?
you
We were
tried to
correct.
abuse your powers.
You've come
You
here
tried
just
to
to get a
abuse
video
your
that you can
powers.
monetize, haven't
You
you?
tried to abuse your powers. This is why we
Give you
do
the
this.
opportunities.
You can see the way that the other officers went and the sergeant. So yeah, what I'll do is I will put those complaints in, there's no doubt about that. Altogether, I believe that I've got 14 complaints all going through at this moment in time, I do believe.
Finally, the mask slips. Once the officer recognizes the auditor from his channel, the threats vanish, Section 50 disappears, and the truth is revealed. The officer blurts out, "You've just come here to get a video." And there it is. Their problem isn't about breaches of law, it's about being filmed and potentially exposed. That single sentence destroys their narrative. Yes, the auditor came for content, but what he exposed was far more telling: officers policing with ego, not law. From the outset they were hostile, dismissive of identification rules, and rattled by the mildest of insults. Words like meathead and turd were twisted into claims of abuse, threats, and justification for demanding ID under Section 50. That is not professional policing, it's a desperate bid for control. To then claim they were members of the public while acting in uniform only highlighted the absurdity further. On duty, officers represent the state, not themselves. What followed was a constant shifting of excuses, first offensive language, then antisocial behavior, then filming private cars, and finally personal discomfort. When none of these stood up to scrutiny, the officers crumbled. The auditor, however, stayed calm, stuck to the law, and made his case clearly. In the end, the only retreat came from the officers. And that's exactly why public audits matter. They expose how quickly some police will fall back on intimidation, how casually they misapply legislation, and how often their decisions are guided by pride rather than principle. Like it or not, Claude held his ground, and when the dust settled, the only ones left embarrassed were the officers themselves. That's all for today's video. If you found it useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.